Okay, we're going to start. Thank you everyone for joining today on this Friday afternoon or evening or morning, depending on where you are. My name is Tabitha and I work at INASP. I'm part of the AuthorAID team and I'm really glad you joined us today. Usually the face you see on the tea times is Asta, but Asta is traveling today, so I'm taking over for her. But she very kindly organized this event for us. Before we start, some housekeeping rules. As we say every time when we host an event, please keep yourself muted unless you're speaking to reduce background noise. And we will be recording the session to publish later so that other people who cannot join us live can watch the recording later, and so that you can also watch the recording back if you feel like you want to. Do feel free to use the chat box as you choose. And if you feel like you want to contribute, you can also raise your hand and then unmute yourself and speak when you're called upon. Other than that, make sure you share information about yourself, your research interests, what you want other people to know about you in the chat, and maybe you'll make one or the other connection on here. That's what we're here for. And now I will hand over to our lovely facilitator today, Dr. Miriam Ngozi Alike. Miriam has been a facilitator with us, a guest facilitator on the AuthorAID MOOCs. And she is here today to talk to us and with us about how to be a good MOOC facilitator. So what it takes to be a good facilitator. And I see quite a few other facilitator names on here. I see Carol, I see Pravin, I see Felix, I see a lot of people who help us facilitate the MOOCs, and I'm sure they'll also share their wisdom in here. So I'm quite excited for this session. And if you haven't been a facilitator before, but would like to become one, this is the perfect session for you to get an insight on what it's like. So I will hand over to Miriam now. She'll introduce herself and then we'll kick off the session. Have fun.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, good evening, depending where you are. My name is Dr. Miriam Ngozi Alike. I am a philosophy lecturer from Department of Philosophy, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, Anambra State, Southeastern Nigeria. It's a good thing to be here, and I thank the AuthorAID people for letting me to be here. I've learned a lot from them, both from I'm going on with their mentorship and the MOOC and the research writing. I've been part of them, and it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. Now, today we are going to look at tips for being a good AuthorAID MOOC facilitator. When we talk about AuthorAID, we talk about an organization that has been building students and academics through research, mentorship, and collaboration. AuthorAID provides space for researchers, practitioners, professionals all over the world to connect around research projects, ideas, and funding opportunities. Now, what is a MOOC? A MOOC simply means massive open online courses. And in AuthorAID, it spans through 6 weeks. Now, AuthorAID normally organizes MOOC with INAP's handle. And INAP means the International Network for Advancing Science and Policy, based in Oxford, UK. Now, before someone becomes a facilitator with AuthorAID or INAPS, that person will receive an email of invitation telling the person, we want you to be a facilitator. So if the person accepts that invitation, they will now send a policy or a short note on the rules or principles guiding the person on how to be a good facilitator. Now, what is a facilitator? We all know what it means to facilitate something, but according to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, says that a facilitator is someone that facilitates something and is even someone who helps to bring about an outcome such as learning, productivity, or communication by providing indirect or unobstructive, that is something that is not aggressive, or even supervision, assistance, and guidance. Now, a facilitator in AuthorAID that will facilitate a MOOC goes through the AuthorAID courses the participants are going through, so that the facilitator will be acquainted or should be knowledgeable concerning the course contents. And is when the facilitator is acquainted or is familiar with the courses, that is when the facilitator can be able to answer questions in the discussion forum, or to give a suggestion, or to start a discussion as well. Now, during the MOOC training, we have so many forums, announcements, and we have what is called discussion forum. And this is where discussants, participants ask their questions. And that is where a facilitator moderates a topic by responding to a question or a post which was sent by a participant. Now, a participant should be able to make sure that before he responds to a question in that discussion forum, he or she should make sure that there is no error by going through what he or she wrote before forwarding to that discussion platform or discussion forum. But in a situation where there is a mistake, there is always an option to edit before forwarding, or after forwarding, you edit it before sending to the platform. Now, there is a situation that a facilitator does not share a participant's personal information. That is, any information a guest facilitator sees in the announcement forum, or where you see the people that are participants, you don't need to share it. And a guest facilitator does not contact a participant privately. No matter what it means, there is no need to contact a participant privately. It's against the rule and is not allowed. Another one, in a situation where a participant wrote something that a facilitator might think that that thing is wrong, a facilitator wouldn't be rude to say that your opinion or your idea is wrong. But a facilitator may agree with the participant and say, okay, let us look at this from this different direction. This is your idea, but this is the idea. I have seen it from another perspective. And the facilitator can give example from life experiences to support or buttress his or her own idea. Now, a facilitator as well can add a suggestion from what a participant has written through life experiences, like I've said earlier. Now, there is a situation that a facilitator should not disagree with another facilitator. We know we are different peoples with different backgrounds, with different educational backgrounds from different continents. So if a particular facilitator thinks that the other facilitator is wrong or right, it shouldn't come to the public in the discussion forum. But there is what is called a private forum for facilitators. Now, the facilitator will go there and say, please, this is the idea I have concerning this thing that this facilitator said. I have a different opinion. Can we discuss it? It happens. And he said, okay. Another person will say, this is our idea. Okay, let us go to the discussion forum and have our different opinions. For example, during one of our live sections, in the private session, a guest facilitator said that she wouldn't be available for social time because of an engagement, and someone volunteered to stand in for her. And that is the function of having a private a private discussion forum for guest participants. Now, in AuthorAID MOOC, there is what is called live-in sections. This is a section that was introduced and it is every week, is weekly program. This is a 1-hour session where the guest facilitators and participants will come and there will be a Zoom link. But before then, it is a the guest facilitator that will agree to be available on his or her time zone when she'll be available. And this is done through a doodle poll that I'll be available by so time. Then at the end, 2, 3, or 4 guest facilitators will be matched together and they will come in these live sections. And these live sections will be sent out to participants to be able to come live, as we are doing now, to ask their guest facilitators questions. It is an interactive section to ask questions or what you don't understand, or if there is any problem or any challenge that someone is going to, though there is a technical forum, technical support in the course outline or schedule where one can say, I'm having this problem or that. So these live sections is like the Zoom as we are having now, and the participants will be here, the guest facilitators will be here, they go through the questions, they go through the suggestions, and there is an interactive section. And this is also a time for the participants to see their guest facilitators live in the Zoom meeting where they see them. Now, during these live sections in the Zoom, a facilitator does some other things too, like our anchor Tabitha did. We welcome everyone, tell you to mute yourself or mute yourself when you want to talk. And the facilitator will be able to be friendly and you allow people to talk, tell them to relax. Assuming we are now in tea time, you relax with your tea, the facilitator will relax and the participants will relax too. You drink your tea, you ask your questions, we collaborate, depending what the participant is going through, anything he wants to ask, a question or suggestion, he or she puts it across and the facilitators discuss it. Even participants are given opportunity to say what they want or to even contribute. A facilitator listens attentively to the participants. Whatever they say is either a question or a contribution or a concern, or they need networking or they need mentorship, depending the area a particular participant wants. The facilitator should be there. He or she will listen attentively, diligently, and politely, and give a suggestion and answer. And other facilitators will do that. And participants are given opportunity to do that as well. A facilitator goes through the charts, even though I know the AuthorAID anchor does that too. A facilitator goes through the charts, take them one by one, answer the questions, give suggestions, give examples through life experiences, because everyone has his or her own experience, and encourage if there is a need. And it is necessary that a facilitator or facilitators should answer all the questions if the time permits. Because sometimes people will be answering questions, will discuss, maybe at the tail end, one may remember question. But the AuthorAID anchor is always there to give us suggestions, to give us links through the charts. You can meet, you can go to this link, AuthorAID, you give us the web link for the Google group, all that. They are all here to help you. AuthorAID, the anchor will be there to give us all the link. So it is very pertinent and it's very useful to be a guest facilitator in AuthorAID, and it's a volunteer something. And AuthorAID is a good place that one needs to be. I've been in AuthorAID just for a few years last year, and I was very happy that such an organization had been existing for more than 10 years without my knowledge. And I tried to go through this mock. There are self-tutorials. I've taken some of them, grant writing, how to facilitate online events, even critical thinking. You know, AuthorAID is a place to be. I've enrolled recently in AuthorAID mentorship, and I've been assigned to a mentor who is now taking me through so that I can learn, because everybody is in a process of learning. So to be a facilitator in AuthorAID is really encouraging and is what everyone will yearn or need to do, because there are a lot of personal gains by building ourselves, trying to define ourselves in our existence and the society where we find ourselves. Thank you, so that we can have time and answer questions. Thank you. I'm done. So if there are questions, we can take questions from fellow people here, fellow participants. If anybody has question, he or she should please raise his or her visual hands up.
We also have quite a few other AuthorAID facilitators present here, so they could, you know, if they have anything to add and how to be a good facilitator, do speak up.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Let's see. Should I raise my hand? I thought that was really great. I thought it was wonderful, brilliant. And one thing that I found in a group like this is it has helped me to individually invite people to speak. And so sometimes I write to them privately in the chat and just say that I would like to hear from you. And sometimes they'll write back privately and say, well, I don't want to speak, but I want to say this. And I won't name them, but I'll say what their question is. So if anybody wants to send either me, or I assume you could do it to someone else, it's up to them, a direct message, a DM, where you select my name and then write a private message, and you want me to read what you have to say, I will be happy to do that. And you can say whether or not I should include your name. But thank you for that.
There's a question in the chat that says, what are the criteria for being a facilitator? Can I just clarify, is this for being an AuthorAID facilitator or just generally? An AuthorAID facilitator. Miriam, do you have any thoughts on that?
Okay, the idea, I'll say that I was contacted to be a facilitator because there was a self-tutorial course that I took on facilitating online events. And from the letter sent to me by Andy, he mentioned that course, that we noticed that you took that course. So that is why they want me to be a facilitator.
Yes.
I don't know more other rules, but there was an emphasis on that course. Yes.
I can elaborate on that. For you to be an AuthorAID facilitator, it would be great if you could take the self-study course on online facilitation, which I've linked. I'm just going to link it again. There's a blog post here about the self-study course. This touches on facilitating online events and also online courses, and how to sort of facilitate discussions, how to deal with challenges in facilitation, and so on. We did run this as a sort of actively facilitated course. Now it's also a self-study course, so you can complete it in your own time. And of course, it would also be great if you have taken an AuthorAID MOOC before, because then you'll know sort of how it goes, what it contains, what the content is, what the structure is. And if you've done that and you would like to be a facilitator, do definitely reach out to us, and we'll consider you as a facilitator in the next MOOC. So we try to keep track of, you know, also expressions of interest. So if you yourself feel like you would like to be an AuthorAID facilitator, or even not just on a MOOC, you could also be a facilitator like Miriam on a tea time session or on a webinar, then do definitely reach out to us. I'm going to put our email address in the chat. So this is also for general inquiries and questions, but also if you feel like you would like to get involved in anything that AuthorAID does, we're trying as much as possible to get you, the community members, involved in AuthorAID activities and run sessions and yeah, represent yourselves more in courses in online events. So if you would like to do that, please write to us.
Okay. Yeah, Tabitha, can I add something, please?
Yes.
Based on what you said. Okay. Yeah, what I want to say is that it's necessary to take the course, but not just taking the course, but take the course extensively. You know, you read everything so that at the end once you finish the course the way it's supposed to be, you will receive your certificate immediately. That shows that you did the course the way it's supposed to be. So that's what I want to say, because some people may start and leave it thinking that they'll receive a certificate. No, you start from the beginning and end it to the last end. Thank you. Yes,
that's correct. Absolutely. And that self-study course, you know, it's not just tailored to AuthorAID itself. It will also help you in online facilitation generally. If you in your work have to facilitate Zoom meetings, workshops, anything like that, that's going to help you do those things.
And also, just to let you know, I've been sending some little private messages welcoming people to either speak or to direct message me if you want to give me a private message. No pressure there at all, but I do find that once in a while, if someone feels personally invited, they enter a comfort zone that's maybe a little more conducive. If you don't get one from me, don't worry. It means I didn't get to you on the list yet.
Hi, can I add something as well?
Mm-hmm.
Hi everyone. Yes, so then totally exactly what Tabitha said earlier. If you're interested in being a facilitator on our upcoming MOOCs, we'd recommend you take the facilitating events and courses in an online world self-study course. Because that's why we invited our team of facilitators in the last MOOC. We looked at everyone who'd done that module and invited them. But obviously, I think as Dr. Miriam mentioned, it's really great before you become a facilitator, if you do the course yourself before you facilitate on it, to get a really good grasp of what's on the course. I also wanted to mention that if you do complete the facilitating events and online courses self-study course, and you do complete the research writing course, and you facilitate a research writing course, you can join our list of AuthorAID facilitators on the page that I'm just linking to now. So we wanted to not only provide the opportunity for everyone to take part in the online courses as facilitators once they're ready, but if you're able to do that, and if you're able to complete our online courses, you can be listed as an AuthorAID facilitator on our website. So if you have a look at that link I've just provided to you now, it will show you exactly what you need to do to be listed as an AuthorAID facilitator. And if anybody here has already done those things and says, why aren't I listed on there? Send us an email, And we will put you on there. We only put a sort of an initial list on there based on the people who immediately came to mind. So if you feel you should be listed there, do let us know. Thank you very much. We look forward to hearing from you.
And I do have a little thought about the culture of group participation, because I find that it's different from country to country, and how much people have been encouraged to speak in a group or to make their thoughts and opinions known. I have a faith community in Washington, D.C., and I've lived with, because people come for short terms, I've lived with almost 500 people since the pandemic. And you find that it's extremely cultural. And so the private message can sometimes be a good way to warm up. Americans, not all, but as a sort of a broad stereotype rule, tend to be comfortable expressing their opinion. Whether they should or not is a completely different question, but they tend to be comfortable with it. I know that I had a scholar living with me from Korea, and she said she had not been so encouraged. It was considered much more polite to listen to the person who was the leader. Didn't make either way wrong or right, but they were quite different. So you can also direct message me if you feel that any of your, I don't want to say challenges, because it's really just differences in engaging with a space like this, you feel either might flow from culture or gender or familiarity. You know, those are good questions to ask. And you don't have to ask the whole group. You can also just ask me or one of the other facilitators privately.
What about some other facilitators? I know Pravin is here, Felix is here, you've both been facilitators.
Hi, Tabitha, Carol, and Dr. Ngozi. Yeah, so I'm very happy to be here, and the session has been quite interesting. Like me, in my early days, I know what will be running in a lot of participant mind now is I don't think I've done enough to qualify me to be a facilitator. You know, and sometimes you want to gauge what is enough. You know, I don't have a master's, I've not completed my master's, I don't have my PhD yet, or I have not published a lot of papers. So most times we kind of set those limitations, you know, on us, which are not necessarily the criteria that are most used by the AuthorAID. You know, which is why you've been encouraged to take, you know, that online course, because that course is supposed to open your eyes on the approach in which this facilitation and also working with participants in the online module, you know, works. Another thing I can say is you don't have to be a subject matter expert in all aspects of research. I mean, nobody can. You know, it may just be that path that you're very familiar with, and nobody pressures you. When the question starts coming, you can actually pick and choose the aspect you are most comfortable and most familiar with. You know, you don't have to answer everything. So I think I would encourage those of us, you know, you feel you really would love to do this, you know, take the online course and just start. You know, don't be, you know, worried with the number of publications you have now and the rest of them. And for me too, I have seen facilitating the MOOC as a way of also learning. Interestingly, I will tell you that some of the questions that I ask, sometimes I don't know it in totality. I have to go and read about it quickly, then come back and respond. You know, so you come back and respond, it makes you look really good, you know, but the truth is I have learned something new. just by responding to someone else's questions. So I wouldn't want you to feel that you have to be at a level of, specialty for you to contribute. I think if you have that love of mentoring, young people like yourself, I think it would be a good platform for you to join and also learn and grow your knowledge, also. Thank you.
That was really good.
Hi, Tabitha. Hi, Carol. I just want to share some of my things. So, hi, everybody. This is Praveen. I'm from Nepal. I'm currently in the field of public health and psychology. So just talking about my involvement with AuthorAID. I started, I think somewhere in 2015, I started as one of the participants for one of the course actually. In AuthorAID. So since then, I have been regularly going through the training courses, and I also completed the facilitator course in 2022, I guess. After the course was introduced, I also had a chance to go through the course. And this year, I had some chances to facilitate some of the sessions, and it was very, very wonderful. The main thing that I like about this group or this AuthorAID thing is that we have a variety. We have people from different background and different locations all around the world. So it gives us this variety, the diversity actually. And it's a very good opportunity that we learn from each other, because we are working in different contexts and we are bringing everything together into a single place. So this is I think this is a very good platform for us to learn from each other, and also to learn the context that we are working in and the context that we have. So I wanted to say that it has really been great for me. I have been able to facilitate some of the courses, and I really enjoyed it. There were a lot of useful questions and a lot of queries about from the participants also about the course, about this facilitation thing. So I really enjoyed it, and hopefully now I will also join the facilitator team in AuthorAID. So thank you all. Thank you very much.
That was excellent. Really good. That was great. It just occurred to me to offer something. If anybody would want to do a one-on-one with me about, because I've facilitated groups at my job for 17 years, I'd also be happy to work with anybody one-on-one. I'm putting my email in the chat. Let's see. You can let me know if that interests you. That was really good. Check in. Okay, there's my
name.
Mhm.
Kika 6073, your name is not there. Please, can you ask your questions or contribution? Thank you. Unmute yourself.
Thank you. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on our time zones. My name is Praise Grace. I'm from Uganda. I work with African Bible University. I'd like to thank you for organizing this session. It is eye-opening. I had the opportunity to do an AuthorAID course in research writing. That was, I think, 2020. And 2021, probably I did the online facilitating events course online. And last year, I think I had the opportunity to be on the forum as a guest facilitator. So I basically just want to share experience, like Felix and the previous speaker said, it is enriching. Yes, as you go on the forum, you find that there are questions that are in, and this time you're not responding as a student, someone who is taking it for grades and all that stuff, but you're actually researching to enrich yourself, to learn more, to be able to respond to a participant as a facilitator. It was very enriching to me, and that was an opportunity that, I found myself like, okay, if I were an expert in this field, people like Andy Nobbs and maybe Tabitha who've been there always facilitating these courses. I was putting myself in their shoes for the first time. And I saw how challenging it is because as a previous speaker said, some questions you really don't know them. Some things you also like a participant has asked, and it prompts you to go into researching and reading more, and you discover a lot of new information that you really don't have, and you're able to respond and give the correct answer to a participant. So as you said, I appreciate this program, and I also like to continue participating and facilitating for AuthorAID. And I think Felix said it, that sometimes you don't have to be a subject expert. The truth is, I think many people get scared and very afraid because sometimes like you just see people like Dr. So-and-so, Dr. So-and-so, and you're like, oh, I don't even have a PhD. How can I handle this? But it takes maybe grace and courage to say, I think I have to learn. I need to get into these challenges so that I can move forward through this. I'll be inspired, and from it, I can learn more and interact more and, get mentorship and all that. So I'm encouraged, and I also would like to encourage people who are maybe intending to apply and to become a facilitator. Please be encouraged. You're going to learn interesting things, and you'll find yourself useful, not just in your community where you work or you serve, but you'll also find that you're able to actually serve people at international fora. And I think that is an opportunity that the internet has given us opportunity to be able to serve outside our home areas, towns, districts, or country, but we can serve internationally. And you're contributing knowledge that is helpful to another person in another country. And I also would like to say that doing the research training has helped me to be able to support our own students in their research process. I've been able to guide them along and tell them, okay, from this step, you're moving to this step, you'll go to this step until they complete. And that really pleases me and encourages me that it's always good to learn so that you can help the people around you. Thank you.
Oh,
That was really good.
Thank you so much for that wonderful contribution. Please, Tabitha, can you share the link for AuthorAID links, like the Google groups, so that people can see that as well? Yeah, thank you. So can we see Kojo Research Desk? Can we hear from you, sir? Thank you. Unmute yourself, and let's learn from you too.
All right, thank you very much. Please, can I be heard? Am I audible enough?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, good evening from here. So I'd like to thank you and also the organizers and the AuthorAID team for this section. This is actually my first time of joining with the AuthorAID. Is it tea time with the AuthorAID facilitation team? I've been seeing it, but my schedule has not been permitting me to join. I'm not new to AuthorAID. I think I was one of the pioneers of the research training program. And then also part of the very active member of the online journal clubs. So I would like to use the opportunity to thank Felix. I think he was just describing me in his, in his contribution. So Felix, thank you for that. I'm very, very critical of myself, and I think sometimes the self-critique become a limitation to your own progress. So I think it's something all of us we need to keep in check. It's good to be critical of yourself, but sometimes just allow things to flow naturally. And then, yes, to launch out there. I think the issue had to do with the sort of training we went through. I mean, back in school, you were not supposed to make mistake once or twice. I mean, yeah, in some of my teachers will permit you to make a mistake one, but get beyond one. I mean, the penalty and the punitive action that will be taken against you kind of put that kind of mindset in us that we do not want to commit mistakes, but I've not seen anybody who have been able to climb up to the top there without committing mistakes. And so, yes, we need to be critical of ourselves, but let's also embrace committing mistakes as a way of learning. So I'll be able to climb faster to the ladder. I don't know if the AuthorAID facilitation course is different from one that I enrolled in I don't know, it was last year, 2 years. It was a new program that was being launched. I remember Andy shared a link. I participated in the course and all that. But I think I couldn't do the last assignment because I had some family issues. I remember reaching out to Andy. Andy was like, I shouldn't worry. I don't need the same course. If it is the same course we are talking about, is it possible I can take that course? And secondly, some of us may have been very active in AuthorAID, but because we are no longer in the mainstream academia, we now interface into entrepreneurship and business. So sometimes we do not want to get too much into the academy. We think the AuthorAID is more of mainstream academic program or platform where most of us who are researchers or academics gather to share their experiences. But I also think that those of us from the industry, it's also good to interface with our colleagues here from the research field to be able to share these experiences. What these experiences intersect, it brings us a whole lot of innovation. So I also think that if you are here and you are just like me, don't think that because you are not in the mainstream academia, you are not affiliated with any university or research institutions, you have no place in AuthorAID. This is just a short view I want to express, and also to seek that clarity, whether it's the same course I took that you are referring to or a different course for facilitators. Thank you.
Just a quick reply to that question. This course is now updated and improved, so it's based on the course you took, but it has been reviewed and updated extensively. So I would suggest taking it again if you feel like you didn't quite get the most out of it last time. And it's a self-study course now, so you can start and finish at any time. I just put the link in the chat again. So do feel free to just enroll anytime again and go through it in your own pace.
Okay, thank you very much.
That was really helpful.
There is another question, Miriam. It says, please let us know other benefits derivable from AuthorAID beyond the facilitator training. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I would like to say that one. There are so many of them. Being a facilitator is minor to me in AuthorAID. In AuthorAID, like now in Nigeria, we have AuthorAID Nigeria. You have a lot of students who are there. There are lecturers or teachers who are there to help them. Likewise, myself, I was happy to be selected in AuthorAID mentorship, where someone was given to me to mentor me. That is, I have a mentor and I'm the mentee, and the professor is taking me along to learn. In AuthorAID, there are a lot of opportunities, there are collaborations, there are mentorship, there are research. AuthorAID is a place to grow yourself, whether you're a student or you're a teacher. There are even funding opportunities. It's always a good thing to be at AuthorAID. For example, in Nigeria, we have so many AuthorAID journal clubs. We have for biosciences, we have for social sciences, and they are functional. And why are these journals created, journal clubs? Is to help an individual to grow, whether you're a student or a teacher, whatever you want, whatever you need, concerning your studies. AuthorAID is there to help out, depending that you reach them out. Like I said, example about their self-tutorial courses, apart from the MOOC that comes, is announced and it comes, takes 6 weeks. There are so many opportunities to see or to derive in AuthorAID. For example, in AuthorAID Google groups, you see someone that will post something, either a student or a teacher. I want to publish this. Is there anyone to collaborate with me? I want to carry this experiment. Is there any laboratory in Nigeria or Ghana that will help me to carry this experiment? And the person will receive an answer. Someone will say those in all disciplines. Just write what you need, and there's always someone there ever ready to help you. And all these things are people who come under AuthorAID to help one another as we learn, as we are doing now. There are a lot of opportunities. Thank you.
Also, if I can add a thought, one of the great benefits is that there's no other way for us to communicate. This has been a brilliant way to just simply meet people I would not otherwise meet. And that global connection is very valuable for me. Otherwise, I work here in Washington, DC, and I think this is the whole world. It's not.
Yeah, thank you, Carol. Do we have someone else that wants to talk? Okay, I can see a hand. Dr. Mrs. Salisu, please, can you talk to us? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I kind of joined late, and I'm not a facilitator here, but I'm always willing to learn from AuthorAID. And I must confess, out of all the courses, online courses now, that I've been taking since my undergraduate days, trying to learn and learn, AuthorAID is the only course that I always finish. I always say that, you know, we are always very busy, but I don't know this, I don't know, there's this captivating feeling I get when I take AuthorAID online course. And during my undergraduate days, some of my colleagues went to Ghana. I took online because I was very busy. But I always want to like go back, finish my assignment, draft something, submit. And I when I consulted some of my senior colleagues, my mentor, and they said, well, if that is the online course that you're always now, you know, attached to, that always, then you should try and explore their courses, you know. That's, I mean, I'm glad I took the research writing course again. And even if I'm not going to be a facilitator on this program, I'm willing to take up the facilitator online course, because the courses in AuthorAID, sorry to say, have been so designed, especially for we women that are very, very busy. I work in another state, I live in another state, I'm always on the move, you know, I attend to students, you know, and yet I want to develop my
That's great.
career. So AuthorAID has been a kind of like finish my assignments. I will encourage everyone to do that. And this it has been a kind of once more people online ask questions, contribute. It does build me. I used to be very, very shy, but with AuthorAID, get me grace. That is just my contribution. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Mrs. Salisu. That's a nice one. You know, women, academics, home front, all that. And it's a very good thing. Yeah, Alex Akaka, please, can we hear what you want to tell us? Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Am I loud and clear?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Akaka Alex. I'm an environmental health officer trained Ghana Kampala. I just have two things to say line training, because first of all, for me, I took the two. Even the best grant writing and proposal, I did it. And then the first one. And the second thing is, for our highest level is the bachelor. Still, I need.
We're not hearing this. I'm afraid it's not coming through.
I think it's a low bandwidth that is causing that. Sorry for that. Maybe if there is someone else that wants to talk, maybe the person can raise his or her hand. Maybe Alex will come back. I believe it's a network issue. Is there anyone that wants to raise his or her hand? Let's hear and learn together.
There's a, it's not a question, but a contribution in the chat from Honest. AuthorAID has done so much in improving people's intellect. I did 2 courses, which were research writing and social sciences and critical thinking, and I really learned so much. I can't wait to enroll in the online facilitation course. Great one, please keep the good work going. Honest from the University of Nigeria. Thank you so much, Honest. That's very kind of you. Salisu has their hand up again.
Dr. Mrs. Salisu, are you back?
Yes, I am. I'm still here. I just want to add one thing I just remembered now.
All right.
Apart from the fact that we in academics, of course, it assists us. And since we keep learning, research, collaboration, networking, and what have you, I can boldly tell you that this particular AuthorAID has created another career. Now, let me give it an example. There used to be a friend of mine, not long she finished her PhD. She did the AuthorAID writing online course in Ghana. And I think there were options of physical and virtual. I wouldn't know which one came first, but they went to Ghana. So when they came back, we were talking about AuthorAID, and I told them, no, I had the badge, I did online. They were saying, she said she carried friends, there's this competition that'll make you like, who perform better and what have you. And I can boldly tell you that that's a friend of mine. He has developed a career through this AuthorAID online courses she has taken. She has she's now working online. She has developed different courses by herself. She sells them online. She facilitates so many programs, and that's her career now. In fact, with her PhD now, there was a day I talked to Andrew, like, if you ever a job in university to come and lecture, will you take it? And this online courses, she said she will not take the job. She's earning in dollars. And I was like, I don't think AuthorAID is aware of a niche they have capped for somebody like us, with PhD. And she was like, there were a lot of gaps that needed to be filled, even in academics. And with this online course, they have created another career, for people that are not looking in that direction. A lot of people consult her for writing proposal, CV optimization, LinkedIn optimization, writing grant proposal, and so many things that are not even taught in the 4 walls of the classrooms. So it's just the fact that I just have to let AuthorAID is unfair. And I just remember now, this is a good platform to let them know that it has gone beyond just teaching us come and learn how to write. And a lot of people have carved a niche and a career for themselves. So thank you once again. She's not here, but when I just beat her, I just, okay, this is an opportunity for me to let you guys know. Thank you so much once again. Thank you.
Thank you. Koja, are you back? Can you quickly say something? Because we are looking at our time.
Since the person she was trying to use as a case study is not here, I would like to fit into the shoes of the person. So I'm a clear case of that person. I also took the AuthorAID courses, right? I ran my own online courses in academic writing. So I describe myself as a freelancer. I'm also a startup owner. I run 2 startups, and that's what I do full time. And so, yes, there are a lot of gaps that when you take the course will expose you to. And so if you are that type of person, you don't want to get yourself used to one environment, you want to explore the world, explore other aspects, yes, you can take one of those gaps and fill. So yes, we'd like to give the hats off to AuthorAID for putting this together and also exposing us to these opportunities that we'll be able to leverage on. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Back to you, Tabitha, because of our time.
Yes, thank you. I think there was a really great contributions here and also really, really good feedback for us. Thank you, because it's good for us to know sort of, you know, if we're on the right track, if we're still being useful to you or not. But it does sound like we are. And I think a few people have now been encouraged to become facilitators themselves. I can see in the chat that some people are now inspired to take the online facilitation course themselves, or have even taken it already. And like I said, please also send us an email if you would like to be a facilitator, either of an online course, of an online event, of something that AuthorAID is doing, or even something completely new. If you have a new idea, let us hear it. We're open to them. I would like to thank you all. Like I said, I will be putting the session on YouTube, so you can watch it back. You can send it to your colleagues if you want. And please do follow us on social media and on our website to keep up to date with the next events coming up. We should have some exciting webinars and tea times for the rest of the year. Yeah, thank you all. And thank you so much to Miriam for agreeing to facilitate the session, for hosting the session. If you would like to do the same as her, reach out. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody. That was a great presentation, Doctor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, AuthorAID, for accepting me. It's glad to be a member. I've learned a lot, and I'm still learning. Thank you.
Thank you, Miriam.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of our facilitators. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
I need to.